experience. And what we need you to do is get your tickets for only 600 bob. They're limited, FYI. So we want to encourage you to just rush on down to obviously either Garden City Mall or the Junction Mall, because Century Cinemax is in both locations, and to also get your ticket on uketi.com. It's only 600 Kenya shillings, and we sure hope that you're going to have a blast. All right, so that being said, it is Tuesday. It's all about money. And we're really asking, what really do we need to know when it comes to housing? If you actually do want to own a home, what's the process? It's a good thing that we've got George Mburu, who is the CEO of Mizizi Homes Africa Limited, here with us to talk to us about housing. George, sure. Karibu.
Asante sana.
I know I don't look like a young brown Kamba man, but sisi ndo tuko, as we say. So Wachiko is sitting in for Paul Malaa today. Karibu sana to the show. I think let's just understand the background of Mizizi Africa. Sure. What is Mizizi all about?
Sure. Yeah, thank you very much. Mizizi Africa Homes Limited is about affordable housing.
Okay.
And we want people to own homes and affordably for that matter.
Okay.
So that they get away from the stress of paying rent. Because we know rent is the biggest headache for everybody.
Isn't it?
Yeah, for all of us, the first thing that comes to mind once you get your pay slip or your pay is how you are going to pay your rent. And you find that for a majority of the people, especially living in the towns,
yes,
it's a big headache.
It is.
Yeah, because there is no way you can run away from it. And you know, also landlords, they sometimes use means to get that money. They can even lock the house. Sometimes they give penalties. Sometimes, yeah, so many bad things. And you know, the shame that comes with you being locked out of the house.
Correct.
It is also very discouraging.
Yeah.
So as Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, we are involved in constructing affordable homes for people and for Kenyans for that matter at an affordable of prices. Because it is everybody's desire to own a home.
Correct.
Yeah.
And really that's even where I'd like to more or less kickstart the conversation, because when we talk about affordable housing, a lot of us look at it like, just how possible is it? So when you mean affordable, what's affordable? Because you're talking about your average working class people. Yes. They even estimate that a lot of us will probably not own homes for the next maybe 20 years or so.
Yes.
So me, who's in my 30s, is looking at the possibility of me having this conversation with you when I'm 60-something, because that's the only time I'll be able with it to purchase.
Sure.
You know, that's when I fall into that bracket of potential customer. Right now, it's not a viable thing for almost everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much. You will find that the most important thing is to plan ahead of time. And you find that if you have a small disposable income, that means once you do your budget with whatever amount of income you earn, if you are able to have an extra source of income, to have an extra coin, which you can put into an affordable home.
Right.
Because you find that it's just a matter of the perception and mindset. If you can have that extra coin and you put it aside as a saving, you need to save for a few days. Then from that, you can actually even go to a SACCO. You are given 3 times of your savings. You can approach a bank. You can be given a facility, a loan facility, and you are able to get your home. And again, you can come to like us, Mizizi Africa Homes Limited. You put in a small deposit, or you acquire a parcel of land. Like now, we have seen a majority of people have a problem. So as opposed to selling the house as fully complete, we have gone an extra mile. We take a parcel of land, we subdivide it, we have the titles ready, and if you do not have the money to do the construction for the house, you can make use of that title, which is a collateral, which is needed by the bank. You take it to the bank, and the bank gives you money to do the construction.
All right.
And you find that if you get that money within the shortest time possible, we're able to construct for you your house. Then once you have your house, the money that you are paying as rent, you now start paying as loan repayment. And that is why you have seen with this new government, Kenya Kwanza, it is really encouraging affordable credit. And this is because it is going to unlock the potential for so many people.
Right.
Because people have that small disposable income, but they have that feeling this money is too little, it can't do much. And if you approach the bank, you are given a list of requirements for you to be given that loan.
Yeah.
Which has been very discouraging. But now we're happy with the policies the government is coming up with, like affordable credit.
Right.
Because if you have that, you just need to have that small disposable income.
Okay.
Disposable income is the amount after you have spent everything, or you have paid your bills, and you have your transportation, your food, your clothing, you have something small.
Yeah.
It can even be 5,000, 10,000. That is just the small amount you need. That's why you have seen that the government, when you are talking of affordability, they are saying you will pay as you pay your rent. So
what you mean, the lowest, I mean, or that's small disposable income. I mean, what kind of figures, if you want to articulate it, what's the lowest figure that you've ever come across with your practice that you have seen someone actually doing this and making their dreams come true?
Sure.
Yes, and you say loan repayment of how little?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. First thing that you need to do, you need to have a short-term and a long-term plan.
Yeah.
And I'll give an example of, let's say, you yourself. You may find that for starters, maybe you may not have so much disposable income.
Yes.
Let's say assume you have like 5,000. That 5,000, what I can encourage, you can get a passive income. You can have a small business, or have something that is generating you some money, which is to top up your salary, so that you have bigger disposable income. And for example, we have seen for us, Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, people who have a disposable income of from 30,000 only, they are able to get themselves a home. And for example, if you pay rent worth 30,000, that is a candidate to own an affordable house with us, Mizizi Africa Homes Limited. And we have seen the government is going an extra mile for those people who even pay 3,500, 5,000. They are catering for those needs, because housing is such a basic need and it is very crucial.
Yeah.
So the government has seen that need, but with us, Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, you may need, let's say, from 30,000 moving up, because if you are paying a loan, 30,000, that's a lot of money. Every month, if you are able to pay rent worth 30,000, that's a lot of money. If that money is going to a repayment of a house or a loan, a mortgage, for sure, that is a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah.
And how do players like you come in to act as a catalyst towards the processing of all of this? Because I think, like you had said earlier on, it's very intimidating for your average Kenyan to walk into a bank and ask for this facility for them to start. But if I had an agent, if I can use that word, as Mizizi coming in, to be able to do that headache for me. What are you able to offer Kenyans in regards to the processing of it?
Yeah, thank you very much. And we have seen that, and we, as Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, we have gone the extra mile, and we are partnering with banks. Okay. Now, as opposed to sending our customers to the bank, they come to us. We have a panel of people who are able to evaluate somebody's creditworthiness. And when you go to the bank, that is the first process. And you find that people are afraid of that. Right. So you come to us, Mizizi Africa Homes Limited. We have people who do credit scoring. You tell them, this is my source of income. This is how much I earn. These are my expenses. We can actually advise you on how you can minimize. Because you find that for a majority of people, their biggest spending is on entertainment. Isn't it? Yeah. Wow. So you'll find that we can encourage this entertainment. You can slightly reduce this amount. You find that somebody is getting like 50,000. They say, people believe that by entertaining yourself, that's a way of paying yourself. So you feel people say, I'll pay rent, then I'll buy food, I'll do shopping for a month, then I'll buy myself a new clothes. Then if you are paying school fees, you do all that, which are very important. Then you find that somebody says, I'll also do entertainment for like 10,000. And you find that that is where a lot of money and a lot of savings is disappearing. So we'll come and we can relook. We can even tell you this amount of rent that you are paying. Is it possible that you can even relocate to a house that is maybe a bit cheaper, so that there you also get some disposable income?
Right.
We are able to look at how you spend and how you get your income, and we can also be able to encourage how you can come up with a passive income, which will also increase your disposable income. Once we do that and you agree, now we can go to the extra mile and recommend you to the different financial institutions. We have banks, we have SACCOs, and we have the mortgage that is being given by the banks, and the other areas that we can look at, and we'll be able to advise.
Right.
And for us, we are making it very easy. If you do not have so much money, we'll advise you and help you, first of all, to acquire the plot.
Right.
Once you acquire the plot, you give yourself another period, let's say another 1 year or 2 years or 1.5 years, you have made some savings. So that by the time, again, you are going to the bank, you're not going to ask for everything. Because the bank, you find that most of the time they finance 80%, 90%. At least you have that 10%. And for the bank, it also shows that you have that, you are committed. They look at your commitment, because they don't want to give you money, and you are not fully committed to the cause of owning a home.
Right.
So the first thing is it has to come from you. You have to decide, I want to do this in this and this time, I want to get here. And you start that journey slowly. It's not something that will happen overnight. You start that journey slowly, a bit of sacrificing here and there. You sacrifice for a very short time. Then by the time you have the home, the amount you are paying for rent is what now you'll be paying as a loan. Within 4 or 5 years, you are done with the payment of the loan. And now we encourage you to come and get your second home.
Right.
And we have also, we have seen that the first time homeowners are the people who are very much challenged.
To get now their second one.
No, to get the first one. Once you get the first one, and you clear your loan, or you repay, you'll find that most people will get their second very easily. Their third, the first is always the hardest. Because people have that, they don't believe in themselves. They have that limiting beliefs that it is only people who have so much money who can do it. And we as Mizizi, that's why we are coming to demystify that myth, because it's a myth. Because if you have an income, that income, you just need to plan it very well and make sure that you have some disposable income. If the disposable is too small, get some passive income, money that you are getting without having you being there actively.
How are you going to translate this conversation to what is now the norm of the day, mini hustler, hustler this, hustler that? Because even when you're looking at that particular demographic, I think that they too should hear the good news. So when you're looking at your average 23-year-old, how are you planning to penetrate that market, the hustler, the youth, to get them to understand that it's time to start now and start thinking about your home that's going to come in 15 years, 20 years?
Thank you very much. The first thing is getting that information. Information is power. And that is why we are very excited with the government. It is constantly talking about affordable housing, the need for having people savings, because we have not had that culture of people being encouraged to do savings. The culture that we have had is people kusherehekea. And you find that, by hiyo kusherehekea, that is how we are eating into our future. And you find that a young person who is very energetic, like the 23 you have mentioned, that person has a lot of time at their disposal, and that time is now their asset. You find that for a young person, their asset is time and energy, but they may not have that money. So it is for you to utilize the energy that you have, utilize the time that you have to earn as much as possible. If you are a young person working in one job, and you have so much time after you get from your former job, make sure that you get another extra job, which can give you an extra coin. That is what we are saying. You can get a passive income on or extra coin. Then that money, do not take it entertainment. Entertainment will come much later.
Yes.
Once now you have established yourself, you are quite stable, you have several properties that under your name, you have several people who are paying you as a landlord.
Right.
Now you are...
now you can share.
Yeah, you can share. And that's why you are finding that young men, they are being overtaken by, let's say, wababas. Because wababas walijinyima wakiwa vijana, but now it's their time to enjoy.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, what a parting shot if you ask me, okay? Young people, this is why you're being overtaken by wababas. Wababas wali sacrifice, so wacha sherehe.
Sure.
Very quickly, because we're out of time, Judge Boro, how can people access you and, of course, your consultancy, should they, of course, want to further this discussion?
Sure, yeah, thank you very much. To get in touch with us, Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, you can give us a call on our phone number 020 790 2215. I say that again, 020 790 2215, or you can WhatsApp us on 0742 112215, or you can visit us in our offices located in Westlands opposite Sarit Center, and always in our social media platforms, Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Mizizi Africa Homes.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Mboro. We appreciate you taking time to talk to us this morning. I love the conversation because Mboro is actually making us think that our dreams, at least know or realize that our dreams are very achievable, of owning that home. So get to work, get researching, and we sure hope that this conversation obviously was informative for so many looking to own their home. That being said, we're going to be handing over to the World Cup Mtaani team in just a few, but keep in mind, this being a Juicy Tuesday, we want you to get your pieces of juicy fruit. We're also letting you know that if you're down at the coast, Mombasani, keep in mind the areas of Bombolulu, Lights, Bamburi, Kisauni, by the way, our fare is being sorted by Juicy Fruit. Tudor, as I like to say as well, is one of the key areas that our Msenangu FM team are going to be spotting individuals who are picking up their juicy fruit. So I want to encourage you to get your piece today. Enjoy those unexplainably juicy flavors this Juicy Tuesday, okay? And look out for our crew. As we go, of course, to World Cup Mtaani, also do keep in mind that even as we're getting to the finals, there's still a lot of action as Qatar is concerned, and we want you to experience it in a very different way by heading down to Century Cinemax. We're talking about Garden City Mall or Junction Mall, where the World Cup Mtaani crew will be obviously cheering you on and enjoying every game as we get towards the finals this World Cup season. We want you to buy a ticket because they're limited. It's only 600 Kenya shillings by going to uketi.com and enjoy your big fan experience with Century Cinemax and World Cup Mtaani, courtesy of K24. All right, that being said, let's leave it there. We want to wish you a great day up ahead. We'll see you bright and early as of 6 a.m. Kesho on K24. Have a lovely day up ahead.